Sierra Leone is rarely in the news for the right reasons. It's currently at the centre of an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus. Another blow for a desperately poor nation in which 70% of its 6 million inhabitants live below the poverty line. Football is a major distraction here, though the domestic season is currently suspended. But earlier this year, we travelled to the capital, Freetown, and met the president of the local football association. FC Johansen is one of only 2 women in charge of a national federation anywhere in the world. She's steeped in the game. So how did she feel when elevated to her current position last year?
Hugely, immensely proud. And I say that this pride is not just for me, myself. It's for all women of Sierra Leone, and it's for women globally. I don't think that many people are ready and prepared to have a woman at the helm of football in this country. So the huge responsibilities that carries as a woman is quite a lot.
There's no doubt she's up for what is a considerable challenge. Football has played a big part in her family life.
I was born into it, more or less. My father, he was one of the founder members of one of the oldest, most established football clubs in Sierra Leone, and it's called the Eastern Lions Football Club. I've always had the passion, and again, as a child growing up, you would have thought a girl would be playing with dolls and the other things and her little girly friends, but that wasn't the case with me. I played football with my brothers, so it's always been in the family.
In 2004, she formed her own club, FC Johansen, based in Freetown. It started as a humanitarian project, giving hope to a group of youngsters in love with the game.
This is where the FC Johansen Field of Dreams started 10 years ago. Little boys, ages 8, 9, 10, maybe the oldest was 11. As you can see, this is not a pitch. This is my patch, as I call it. It's slope, rocks, and this is where they would play.
The team began to play in local mini-leagues with matches arranged for under-14s and under-16s. The breakthrough came in 2008 when the youngsters travelled to play in the Mid-Norton Cup in Sweden.
We came back silver medalists. They were voted the best disciplined group out there, and then things just started to turn around and change. We started getting emails. In 2009, I think we did about 4 international trips. We got invited to Real Madrid. We got invited to the Mayor's Cup in Las Vegas. It was just an absolutely wonderful experience and a great time for youth football emergence and development, and for the country as well.
FC Johansen now has a professional team which was in 8th place when the new National Premier League was suspended. When domestic football does finally resume, they'll also be taking part in the revived FA Cup. There's been progress internationally too, with the women's national team back in action after a long hiatus, and the under-20s entering the qualifiers for next year's Africa Youth Championship, though they lost out to Ghana. There have been positive developments at the most junior of levels too, and the SLFA is benefiting from FIFA's grassroots assistance. Yvonne Avery, a FIFA instructor, helped the association put the correct structures in place earlier this year.
My first impression when I arrived in Sierra Leone was positive, because though the FA may have had a difficult time in the past, for a few months now, ever since the arrival of Mrs. FC Johansen, they've been trying to do things differently. I've encountered a lot of enthusiasm and passion, and seen a strong will to succeed in the future.
Sierra Leone's football is currently on hold. They're still in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, though only through selecting a team consisting entirely of foreign-based players and staging all their matches away from home. A quiet football transformation has been taking place in West Africa, so let's hope that in the not-too-distant future, the rest of the world will be able to appreciate it.
This is a country where, if ever you want to see a place where football truly is like a religion, it's in Sierra Leone. We have the players, we have the talents. It's just about putting the structures in place, and that's not a difficult task at all. Sierra Leone will be a name to be reckoned with as the newcomers to watch.